Dick Chisholm used to wake me up, 19-year-old kid. I was sleeping in the bunkhouse down by the corral. And he'd step outside the ranch house there and yell down, "Don't you know men die in bed?" trip to Montana on a motorcycle several times. I've made it in 3 days. I actually made it all the way to the Black Hills in South Dakota in 2 days. And I'm just here in western Iowa, about to cross over into Nebraska. And I am struggling with not making this a sprint. This is, for me, a meander, a wander. I've got plenty of time. You can see by the bushes behind me that we're still got a little wind today, but it is cool and pleasant. It's about the perfect riding temperature. We'll have to see what the wind is like once we get out into the plains a little deeper. So it is definitely active riding. This is my present moment device. Slimbo's doing good. There it is, the wide Missouri. That bridge was something else. Did I tell you I hate bridges? And that one, especially. It had the metal grates. You could see through, but I didn't look down. And it had the abutments on the side, and every time I would pass one of those trellis pillars, wind gust would come around there and hit me. The bike is uneven on those metal grates, and then the shake. Golly, I hate bridges. But I love that view. What you doing? Colin, what you doing, you might ask? Besides standing there looking at a windy cornfield somewhere in Nebraska. Well, this is part of the Lewis and Clarke Byway. And I am at Tonawanda. It's an important Omaha Indian village called Large Valley. By the Omaha, stood on Omaha Creek in this area, ruled by the great chief Blackbird. An estimated 1,100 people lived in this Earth Lodge town. Now a cornfield. It played an important role in Indian and exploratory history. Many explorers and fur traders visited this spot before 1800. Near it, the Spanish built a fort, armed it with heavy guns, and named it Fort Charles, honoring Charles IV. Lewis and Clarke expedition visited the village August 13th, 1804, finding it deserted as the Omaha were away on an extended buffalo hunt. The explorers stayed near the site for a week and held a conference with 3 chiefs of the Ott tribe who had come to make peace with the absent Omaha. In 1800, a disaster had struck the village as smallpox killed an estimated 400, including the famous Chief Blackbird. After Blackbird's death, the village ceased to play so important a role in the struggle for the control of the Missouri Valley and the plains beyond. And you would never know it, just passing by. So when you see those brown signs, historical markers, stop and look. Stop and look. You will find some interesting things. Tonawanda was here, and now it's not. I was here, and now I'm not.
other every day. True love never dies. Somebody take a picture. Somebody write it down. We can learn a thing or two about forever from these lovers and what they found. Now every night he sleeps alone. He stretches out his arms and hold her, but she ain't coming home. True love never dies. 'Cause she still wears her wedding ring. It's on a gold chain around his neck next to his heart, where she still lives. Oh, true love never dies. Somebody take a picture. Somebody write it down. We can learn a thing or two about forever from these lovers and what they found. Well, somebody take a picture. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me a pen, I'll write it down. We can learn a thing or two about forever from these lovers and what they found. Somebody take a picture. Somebody write it down. 'Cause we can learn a thing or two from these lovers and what they found. 10th of December in '75. Vows were made to be together until they reached the other side. True love never dies.
Here in the middle of this wind-swept Nebraska prairie is a memorial. On August 3rd, 1944, a C-47 transport carrying 28 men of the U.S. Army Air Forces crashed in a ravine 6 miles southwest of Napier during a severe storm. There were no survivors. It was the largest single military air disaster in Nebraska history. The plane was in flight from the Brunning, Nebraska Army Airfield to Pierre, South Dakota, where the men would complete gunnery training before going overseas. A monument honors their sacrifice. 1944. A group of young men ready to go fight for our freedoms. And they lost their chance in a ravine. But I'm here. Observing a moment of silence. The plan was to stay in Nebraska and move on up to a nice campground at Smith Falls State Park. But the good folks in Napier don't buy their gas in Napier. They go back to Butte. There's no gas anywhere except Burke, South Dakota. Plans change. All right. Gasoline anxiety averted. And now I'm just left with sticker shock.